Financial struggles are among the most challenging and perplexing experiences a person can endure, especially for those who are deeply committed to their faith and purpose. Why would God, who is loving and all-powerful, allow His chosen ones, those with talent, faith, and a heart for service, to face financial hardship? This question often leads to doubt, frustration, and even despair. However, as the video reveals, these struggles are not signs of God's absence or displeasure, but rather critical components of His divine plan for growth, preparation, and purpose. Across 6 interconnected themes, the video unpacks the profound spiritual truths behind financial hardship. First, it addresses the paradox of why God's chosen ones often struggle financially, reframing these challenges as tools for deepening faith and reliance on Him. Second, it highlights the lessons embedded in financial lack, emphasizing the importance of integrity, stewardship, and spiritual maturity in preparation for future blessings. Third, it explores the spiritual warfare that frequently accompanies financial challenges, positioning them as battles against the enemy's attempts to stifle the believer's potential impact in God's kingdom. The journey continues with an exploration of how financial struggles serve as preparation for greater responsibilities. These trials are likened to the biblical journeys of David, Joseph, and others, who endured hardship to develop the character and resilience needed for their divine assignments. The fifth theme shifts to the protective aspect of financial lack, showing how God uses these seasons to shield His chosen ones from the dangers of premature or unchecked wealth, ensuring their hearts remain aligned with His will. Finally, the video concludes with the transformative power of financial struggles to redirect focus toward eternal priorities and build empathy and compassion for others. Through these 6 perspectives, the video delivers a hopeful and empowering message. Financial struggles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones toward a deeper relationship with God and a greater fulfillment of His purpose. By embracing these challenges, believers can grow in faith, character, and understanding, discovering the true riches found in a life aligned with God's plan. This journey may be difficult, but it is also profoundly meaningful, paving the way for spiritual abundance and eternal significance. Part 1. Why God's chosen ones face financial struggles. The video begins with a profound question. Why do those chosen by God, those with a deep faith, genuine talent, and a heart for helping others, often find themselves struggling financially? This paradox challenges conventional thinking, where material success is frequently seen as a measure of favor or competence. However, the speaker introduces a transformative perspective, suggesting that financial hardship for God's chosen ones is not a punishment, but a divine tool for spiritual growth and alignment with God's purposes. The essence of this teaching lies in understanding that financial lack is not a sign of God's absence. On the contrary, it is often a sign of His intricate involvement in shaping His people for a greater purpose. The struggles of the chosen ones are portrayed as a divine design meant to develop faith, humility, and reliance on God. The message invites listeners to shift their perspective, moving away from viewing financial hardship as a setback and instead seeing it as a phase of preparation. One of the key themes is the importance of reliance on God over material wealth. In a world that often equates security and success with financial abundance, this teaching serves as a powerful reminder of the spiritual reality that God, not money, is the ultimate provider. The speaker draws parallels with biblical stories, such as the Israelites in the wilderness, who survived not through their own resources, but through manna from heaven, provided by God. This narrative emphasizes that material wealth can often become a crutch, diminishing one's dependence on God. Financial lack, therefore, is a divine tool used to strip away this false sense of security and draw individuals closer to God. For the chosen ones, seasons of financial struggle are opportunities to deepen faith and strengthen their connection with God. When the world seems to crumble around them and the means to resolve their struggles seem out of reach, the only option left is to turn to prayer and reliance on God's provision. This reliance transforms financial lack from a mere hardship into a spiritual exercise, teaching believers to seek God as their source of all things. The speaker also highlights the intentionality behind God's use of financial hardship. It is a means of breaking down worldly values and reorienting the chosen ones toward eternal priorities. Financial struggles serve as a reminder that true wealth is not found in possessions, but in a relationship with God. This process of refinement allows the chosen ones to emerge with a purified faith, one that is rooted in spiritual abundance rather than material success. Furthermore, the narrative challenges listeners to redefine their understanding of abundance. It stresses that being broke in worldly terms does not equate to being abandoned by God. Instead, it is a season where individuals are trained to trust in God's sovereignty and provision. The struggles faced are seen as a crucible for developing qualities like patience, resilience, and gratitude, which are essential for fulfilling the divine assignments God has for them. Ultimately, this teaching reframes financial hardship as an integral part of the journey for God's chosen ones. It encourages believers to embrace their struggles not as burdens, but as blessings in disguise, designed to draw them closer to God and prepare them for the greater purposes He has planned. By shifting the focus from material wealth to spiritual richness, this perspective provides a source of hope and strength for those navigating the challenges of financial lack. It is a call to trust God wholeheartedly, knowing that His plans are always for the good of His people, even when the path seems difficult and uncertain. Part 2. The lessons God teaches through financial lack. The second part of the video delves into the transformative lessons God imparts to His chosen ones through seasons of financial lack. This section emphasizes that financial struggles are not merely obstacles but divinely orchestrated opportunities to refine character and redirect focus toward eternal values. These challenges are essential to breaking down reliance on material wealth and reshaping perspectives on integrity, purpose, and trust. A central theme in this part is God's desire to test and reveal the motives of the heart. Financial struggles act as a mirror, reflecting whether one's true devotion lies in serving God or chasing wealth. As the Bible states in Matthew 6:24, no one can serve two masters. God uses financial hardship to expose misplaced priorities and refine motives, ensuring that His chosen ones remain grounded in His purpose rather than being entangled by greed or the pursuit of status. By stripping away the pride and self-reliance that often accompany material success, God cultivates humility and integrity in those He is preparing for greater blessings. Another critical lesson in this season is learning to prioritize God's will over worldly desires. The video draws attention to how wealth can sometimes overshadow one's dedication to God, becoming an idol that distracts from His divine plan. Financial lack serves as a wake-up call, redirecting attention from fleeting material pursuits to the deeper, eternal significance of God's purpose. Through this process, God ensures that when financial blessings eventually come, they are used responsibly to advance His kingdom rather than merely satisfying personal ambitions. The video also underscores the importance of spiritual maturity as a prerequisite for handling wealth. Financial abundance is portrayed not as an immediate reward, but as a responsibility that requires wisdom, discipline, and a heart aligned with God's will. Immaturity, as illustrated by the story of the prodigal son, leads to squandered blessings and spiritual drift. In contrast, financial hardship fosters growth, teaching patience, stewardship, and a deeper appreciation for God's provision. This phase of struggle is described as divine preparation, ensuring that individuals are ready to steward wealth in a way that glorifies God and blesses others. Faith plays a central role in navigating these lessons. During times of lack, believers are invited to deepen their trust in God, relying on His promises rather than their own understanding or efforts. Financial struggles strip away the illusion of self-sufficiency, revealing the necessity of complete dependence on God. This dependence transforms hardship into a spiritual discipline, teaching believers to see God as Jehovah Jireh, the ultimate provider who meets every need in his perfect timing. The speaker also addresses the concept of wealth as a tool rather than a goal. Financial struggles recalibrate perspectives, helping believers understand that true wealth is not about accumulation, but about purpose. God uses these seasons to instill a mindset of stewardship, where resources are managed wisely and used to bless others and further his kingdom. This shift from a consumer mentality to a kingdom-focused approach ensures that financial abundance, when it comes, does not corrupt but empowers. Ultimately, this part of the video reassures believers that financial struggles are not a sign of failure or punishment, but evidence of God's active involvement in their lives. These lessons are woven into the fabric of God's plan, preparing his chosen ones for roles that require spiritual depth, integrity, and a reliance on him above all else. By embracing these lessons, believers position themselves for the abundant life God has in store, one that is rich not only in material blessings, but in faith, purpose, and eternal significance. Part 3. Spiritual warfare and financial struggles. In the third part of the video, the focus shifts to the spiritual dimensions of financial struggles, emphasizing that these challenges are not always a result of poor decisions or lack of effort. Instead, they are often tied to spiritual warfare. The speaker highlights that financial hardships can be a direct attack from the enemy, who seeks to undermine the potential of God's chosen ones. This perspective reframes the narrative, positioning financial struggles as evidence of one's significance in God's kingdom. The enemy is acutely aware of the power and influence that resources can bring when they are in the hands of believers. Financial freedom equips individuals to bless others, advance God's kingdom, and break generational curses. Understanding this, the enemy works tirelessly to erect barriers, roadblocks, delays, and frustrations that prevent God's chosen ones from accessing the resources they need. These attacks are not random. They are calculated efforts to diminish the impact of believers who are destined to be conduits of God's blessings. However, the video reassures viewers that these struggles are not signs of defeat. Instead, they reveal the enemy's fear of the potential impact believers can have once they are financially free. The more significant the calling, the more intense the opposition. Ephesians 6:12 serves as a reminder that the battle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces of evil. This passage underscores the importance of recognizing the spiritual nature of financial struggles and combating them with spiritual tools like prayer, fasting, and unwavering faith. Believers are reminded that they are not fighting these battles alone. God is ever present, offering strength and guidance through these challenging seasons. The speaker emphasizes that God has already secured the ultimate victory through Christ, and that assurance should embolden believers to persevere. Financial struggles are not permanent. They are part of a larger battle that God has already won. The speaker also addresses the importance of maintaining faith during these spiritual attacks. Financial difficulties often bring feelings of discouragement, doubt, and even isolation, but these emotions are part of the enemy's strategy to weaken believers' resolve. By standing firm in faith and relying on God's promises, believers can overcome these attacks and emerge stronger, with a deeper understanding of God's provision and protection. In addition to personal resilience, this part of the video encourages believers to see their financial struggles as an opportunity to deepen their reliance on God. Spiritual warfare is not just about overcoming the enemy's attacks, it is also about developing the spiritual discipline and fortitude necessary for future blessings. Through prayer and dependence on God, believers are reminded that their struggles are shaping them for greater victories. Ultimately, the message is one of hope and empowerment. Financial struggles, though difficult, are temporary and purposeful. They serve as evidence of a believer's importance in God's plan and as a call to engage in spiritual battle with confidence in God's promises. The speaker urges believers to remain steadfast, knowing that God is using these challenges not only to defeat the enemy, but also to refine and prepare his chosen ones for the abundant life he has planned for them. By recognizing the spiritual nature of their financial struggles, believers can approach them with a renewed sense of purpose, courage, and trust in God's unfailing provision. Part 4. Preparation for greater things through financial struggles. The fourth section of the video emphasizes that financial struggles are often a sign of preparation for greater responsibilities and blessings. It highlights that God allows His chosen ones to experience seasons of lack, not to punish them, but to shape and mold them into vessels capable of carrying out significant divine assignments. This preparation is likened to the journeys of biblical figures like David and Joseph, who endured trials before stepping into their God-ordained destinies. The speaker explains that just as David tended sheep in solitude before becoming king, and Joseph endured betrayal and imprisonment before reaching the palace, financial struggles are part of a preparatory process. These challenges are not random but are intricately woven into God's divine plan to build resilience, perseverance, and wisdom in His people. The speaker reassures listeners that these trials, while painful, are refining their character, teaching them lessons that will be indispensable in their future roles. This season of preparation is described as a time for spiritual sharpening. Financial hardship forces believers to confront their limitations and rely on God for strength and provision. It is in these moments that their faith is tested and strengthened. Romans 5:3-4 serves as a foundational scripture here, reminding believers that suffering produces perseverance, character, and hope. Through financial struggles, believers gain a deeper understanding of God's faithfulness, a stronger reliance on His timing, and a clearer vision of His purpose for their lives. The video also delves into the idea that financial struggles build humility and compassion. During these challenging times, believers gain first-hand experience of what it means to lack, which softens their hearts and makes them more empathetic toward others who are struggling. This humility prepares them to use future blessings not for self-glorification, but to uplift others and advance God's kingdom. The speaker underscores that this perspective shift is crucial for the chosen ones, who are called not just to receive blessings, but to steward them wisely and generously. Another key aspect of this preparation is the cultivation of gratitude. When resources are scarce, even the smallest blessings become significant, teaching believers to value and give thanks for what they have. This attitude of gratitude becomes a foundation for future abundance, ensuring that when financial blessings come, they are received with humility and appreciation rather than entitlement. Gratitude, coupled with the lessons learned during hardship, transforms how believers view and manage resources. The speaker also addresses the patience required in this season of preparation. It is natural to want immediate relief from financial struggles, but God's timing is always perfect. Ecclesiastes reminds believers that God makes everything beautiful in its time. The waiting period is not a delay, but a deliberate process of aligning circumstances and refining the believer's heart and character. Trusting in God's timing is a critical lesson during this season, as it ensures that believers are ready to handle the blessings and responsibilities that lie ahead. Ultimately, this part of the video encourages believers to embrace their financial struggles as a divine opportunity for growth and preparation. It reframes the narrative, showing that these hardships are not obstacles, but stepping stones toward a greater calling. The speaker urges believers to remain faithful and patient, trusting that God is working behind the scenes to prepare them for blessings and assignments that are far beyond what they can imagine. When this season of preparation concludes, believers will emerge not only stronger and wiser, but also fully equipped to fulfill their divine purposes with integrity, compassion, and unwavering faith. Part 5. God's protection through financial lack. The fifth part of the video focuses on how financial struggles can serve as a form of divine protection. The speaker explains that God, in His infinite wisdom and mercy, sometimes withholds financial abundance to safeguard His chosen ones from the dangers that wealth can bring. This perspective challenges the common notion that financial success always equates to God's favor. highlighting instead that lack can be a sign of his loving care. The dangers of wealth are not limited to greed or materialism. They also include pride, self-reliance, and a shift in priorities away from God. Proverbs 16:18 warns that pride goes before destruction, and the speaker underscores how wealth, if obtained prematurely or without spiritual maturity, can lead even the most devout believers astray. By allowing seasons of financial lack, God ensures that his chosen ones remain grounded and focused on what truly matters, their relationship with him. This protective aspect of financial struggle is likened to a hedge that shields believers from temptations that could harm their faith. The speaker reminds listeners that wealth has a way of whispering false promises, creating an illusion of self-sufficiency and diminishing the need for dependence on God. In withholding financial abundance, God is not punishing his chosen ones, but protecting them from becoming ensnared by these deceptions. The video also highlights how financial struggles can redirect focus from earthly pursuits to heavenly priorities. When material wealth is absent, believers are less likely to be distracted by worldly desires and more likely to seek God's will for their lives. This redirection aligns their hearts with God's purposes, ensuring that when blessings eventually come, they are used to glorify him rather than to serve selfish ambitions. God's protection extends to preparing believers to handle wealth responsibly when it is eventually entrusted to them. The speaker emphasizes that God will not release financial blessings until he knows his chosen ones are spiritually and emotionally equipped to steward them wisely. This preparation phase acts as a safeguard, ensuring that the blessings enhance their relationship with God rather than detract from it. Moreover, financial lack fosters a spirit of humility and dependence on God. The speaker notes that when believers are in a season of scarcity, they are more likely to pray, seek God's guidance, and lean on his provision. This deepened reliance creates a spiritual resilience that wealth alone cannot provide. It teaches believers that true security and contentment come not from material possessions, but from their relationship with the Creator. The speaker also points out that God's protection through financial lack is often misunderstood. Many believers view their struggles as a sign of failure or divine displeasure, but the video reframes this narrative. It explains that financial limitations are a temporary state, intentionally designed to protect and prepare believers for the greater blessings God has in store. Ultimately, this section encourages believers to trust in God's wisdom and timing. It reassures them that their financial struggles are not a sign of abandonment, but of God's active presence in their lives. By protecting them from the potential pitfalls of wealth and refining their character, God is ensuring that his chosen ones are ready to fulfill their divine purposes when the time is right. The message closes with a reminder that God's plans are always for the good of his people, even when his methods are difficult to understand in the moment. Trusting in his protection allows believers to navigate their financial struggles with faith, patience, and hope. Part 6. Redirecting focus and building compassion. The sixth part of the video explores how financial struggles serve to redirect the focus of God's chosen ones from worldly pursuits to eternal priorities. It emphasizes that in the kingdom of God, success is not measured by the size of one's bank account, but by the depth of spiritual alignment with his will. Through financial hardship, God reshapes his chosen ones' perspectives, helping them prioritize eternal values over temporary material wealth. The speaker explains that financial lack often acts as a divine interruption, steering believers away from chasing worldly success toward fulfilling God's higher purpose for their lives. When the flow of money stops or becomes limited, it forces individuals to reevaluate their priorities. This pause allows space for believers to reflect on what truly matters and align their goals with God's plans. Colossians 3:2 serves as a foundational scripture here, urging believers to set their minds on things above, not on earthly things. This redirection often leads to a deeper understanding of God's calling. Financial struggles clear away distractions and help believers focus on their divine assignments, which frequently involve serving others, advancing God's kingdom, or breaking generational cycles of hardship. The video highlights that these callings often have eternal significance, far outweighing the temporary satisfaction of material success. By enduring financial hardship, believers are shaped into vessels ready to carry out these divine missions with clarity and purpose. Another powerful aspect of financial struggles is their ability to cultivate empathy and compassion. The speaker explains that experiencing lack firsthand softens the heart, creating a deeper understanding of the struggles faced by others. Financial hardship teaches lessons that cannot be learned in abundance, such as the stress of unpaid bills, the anxiety of making ends meet, and the humility that comes with relying on God for daily provision. These experiences equip believers to comfort and assist others who are walking through similar trials. 2 Corinthians 1:4 is cited as a reminder that God comforts believers in their troubles so that they, in turn, can comfort others. The speaker emphasizes that the empathy born from financial struggles transforms believers into conduits of God's love. When they receive blessings, they are more likely to share generously, having experienced the weight of lack themselves. This heart of compassion ensures that God's chosen ones use their resources not for self-centered purposes, but for lifting others and glorifying Him. The video also touches on how financial struggles push believers deeper into ministry and acts of service. When worldly ambitions fade into the background, many find themselves drawn to roles that reflect God's heart for humanity. These roles often involve helping the marginalized, supporting community growth, or teaching others about the lessons they have learned through their own hardships. The speaker underscores that these acts of service are not secondary to financial success, but central to the believer's purpose in God's kingdom. Ultimately, this section conveys a message of hope and encouragement. Financial struggles are not an end, but a means to a more profound transformation. By redirecting focus from material wealth to eternal values and cultivating compassion for others, God prepares His chosen ones to live lives of significance and service. The video closes this section with a call to embrace financial challenges as a divine opportunity to grow, trust, and deepen one's faith in God's plan. In doing so, believers align themselves with God's purposes and discover a joy and fulfillment that far surpasses any material gain. Finding purpose and peace in financial struggles. Financial struggles, while deeply challenging, are revealed through this video as far more than mere obstacles. They are opportunities for transformation, growth, and alignment with God's divine plan. Each of the 6 themes explored offers a unique perspective on why God allows His chosen ones to endure financial hardship, reframing these experiences not as punishments, but as intentional acts of preparation, protection, and purpose. Through these struggles, God deepens faith, refines character, and cultivates reliance on Him as the ultimate provider. Believers are taught invaluable lessons about stewardship, spiritual maturity, and the dangers of misplaced priorities. Spiritual warfare, though difficult, is positioned as evidence of one's significance in God's kingdom, while the protective nature of financial lack ensures that blessings are received with humility and used wisely. These challenges redirect focus toward eternal values, fostering compassion for others and creating a heart aligned with God's purposes. The overarching message is one of hope and encouragement. Financial struggles are not the end of the story, but a critical part of the journey God uses to prepare His chosen ones for greater blessings and responsibilities. They are opportunities to grow in faith, trust in God's timing, and discover the true wealth found in His presence. By embracing these struggles with patience and surrender, believers position themselves for a life of eternal impact and fulfillment, knowing that God's plans are always good and His timing is always perfect. As you navigate your own financial challenges, remember that you are not alone. God is with you, shaping you for something greater and using your current season to equip you for future blessings. Trust in His process, stay rooted in His promises, and let your faith guide you through every trial. In the end, the struggles you face today will become the foundation of the testimony you share tomorrow, a testimony of God's faithfulness, provision, and transformative power in your life.